Welcome to CAN, Caribbean Affiliate News. My name is Siobhan Gobin. Here are the stories that we're following today, July 24th, 2013. In international news, the world is still guessing over the name for the royal baby. In New York, pressure mounts on Weiner to quit mayoral race. Fight over Detroit bankruptcy begins in the federal court. In sports, Bolt and James among 29 Olympians for London Diamond League. Samuels has strategy to conquer Pakistan bowlers in ODI final today. And in Jamaica, Montesso quits as Reggae Boys technical director. And in entertainment, Pakistani artist hails the king, says Beenie Man is a legend. U.S. reality show filmed in Antigua and Barbuda. And a Jamaican teen transvestite is chopped and stabbed to death at a street dance. Details on these headlines and more when we return. Welcome back to CAN, Caribbean Affiliate News. My name is Siobhan Gobin. This segment of the news is sponsored by Total Caribbean Network. In international news, the Duke of Cambridge said that they were still working on a name. Asked if he was going to call the child George, he replied, "Wait and see." Such delays have almost become a part of royal tradition, with the public often left guessing for several days. When the Duke was born in 1982, his parents waited a week before announcing his name, amid speculation that the Princess of Wales liked Sebastian and Oliver, while her husband was hoping to call him Albert. Whenever the decision is made, the third in line to the throne is certain to be given several middle names, including at least one or two that have been passed down through the monarchy. The Prince of Wales was christened Charles Philip Arthur George, while the Duke of Cambridge is called William Arthur Philip Louis. The bookmaker's favorite for the new prince is George, closely followed by James. Both names with 6 kings called George and 2 called James would be considered suitably regal and traditional. Henry, which is Prince Harry's official name, is also in the running with Alexander and Louis. The new parents are expected to take some inspiration from the Duchess side of the family. Although they do not have strong links to Carol Middleton's paternal family, the Goldsmiths, described by one relative as the rough and tumble side of the family, they could choose to honor her father, Michael, or use Frances, which is the middle name of both her father and grandfather. Frances was also the middle name of Diana, Princess of Wales. Charles Kidd, the editor of Debraide's Peerage and Baronetage, predicted that the young couple would select a conventional first name. And I quote, "I do think that Prince William is quite a traditionalist. That's my feeling," he says. The fact that he chose to use the royal dukedom of Cambridge and has followed royal precedent, I wouldn't be surprised if they use a name that is already familiar in the royal family, something that has royal associations. Midway through her pregnancy, the Duchess disclosed that she had several options for names and that her friends were giving her ideas. "We have a short list for both boy and girl, but it's very difficult. My friends keep texting me names," she says. According to Baby Santa in the UK, the most popular boys' names for the first half of 2013 were Oliver, Jack, Charlie, Harry, and Oscar. George was the 9th favorite, and James was the 10th. Anthony Weiner resisted calls to withdraw from the New York City mayoral race Tuesday after finding himself caught in another sexting scandal, similar to the one that ended his congressional career 2 years ago. Weiner admitted sending a woman sexually explicit photos and messages and acknowledged the activity took place as recently as last summer, more than a year after he resigned from the House in June 2011 for the same sort of behavior with at least a half-dozen women. With his wife, Umar Abedin standing an arm's length away from him, Weiner told a hastily called news conference he would stay in the race despite the new onslaught of negative publicity. In an editorial posted online on Tuesday, the New York Times urged Weiner to drop out of the race, saying Weiner should take his marital troubles and personal compulsions out of the public eye, away from cameras, off the web, and out of the race for mayor of New York City. Three of his rivals for mayor, public advocate Bill de Blasio and former city councilman Sal Albanese, both Democrats, and billionaire John Catsimatidis, a Republican, also called on Weiner to quit the race. Enough is enough. The sideshows of this election have gotten in the way of this debate we should have been having about the future of the city, de Blasio said. Another mayoral hopeful, City Comptroller John Liu, stopped short of calling for Weiner to bow out, but suggested his propensity for pornographic selfies is a valid issue for voters. The other leading Democratic candidates, including City Council Speaker Christine Quinn and former City Comptroller Bill Thompson, did not immediately comment. The congressman fessed up to the naughty text after sexually explicit photos and online chats between Carlos Danger, allegedly the name for the City Hall hopeful, and an unidentified woman surfaced on the blog thedirty.com. The reports claim that the conversation between the poll and an unidentified 23-year-old woman took place on the social media website, Formspring, in August 2012, a year after he resigned from his post in Congress after being caught the first time, and nearly 7 months after his first child with wife Abedin was born. The woman claims on the blog that she first started talking online with Weiner in July 2012, and it became intense by August 2012 when he offered to find a Chicago condo where they could meet up. She also alleges that they had phone sex and that they exchanged nude photos of each other. She claims she received photos from Weiner of his penis sent from the Yahoo email account under the Carlos Danger name. The purported image was subsequently posted on thedirty.com. BuzzFeed.com later reported that a source close to the matter said Weiner exchanged the explicit messages and photos with a woman named Sydney Elaine Leathers in late July of last year. The website characterized Leathers as a progressive activist from Indiana. Weiner released a written statement on Tuesday afternoon, which he read again at the press conference, admitting to additional raunchy conversations. Weiner did not elaborate on which of the new reports are true or false and whether or not it took place last summer. It's unclear how the lewd news will impact Weiner's campaign. Some New Yorkers have shown a willingness to forgive his past indiscretions since he announced his mayoral campaign via YouTube in May. A showdown over the biggest municipal bankruptcy filing in U.S. history begins in a federal court today as creditors challenge its legality. Attorneys for Kevin Orr, a corporate bankruptcy lawyer tapped by Michigan officials in March as Detroit's emergency manager, want U.S. bankruptcy judge Stephen Rhodes to put on hold a flurry of lawsuits claiming the Chapter 9 bankruptcy filing violates the state constitution. Rhodes agreed on Monday to an expedited hearing requested by Orr that seeks to extend Chapter 9's automatic stay of litigation to lawsuits filed against Governor Rick Snyder, Michigan Treasurer Andy Dillon, and Orr by Detroit workers, retirees, and pension funds that are pending in state court in Michigan's capital city of Lansing. Those lawsuits were halted by a Michigan appeals court panel on Tuesday in response to State Attorney General Bill Schroedt's request to stop proceedings while he seeks to overturn orders issued by a lower court judge hearing the cases. One of those orders directs Orr to withdraw the bankruptcy petition on state constitutional grounds. The federal court in Detroit is expecting an overflow crowd of media, attorneys, labor union representatives, and others participating in or witnessing the unfolding of the historic drama. Detroit, a former manufacturing powerhouse and cradle of the U.S. automotive industry and Motown music, has struggled for decades as companies moved or closed, crime became rampant, and its population shriveled by almost two-thirds since the 1950s to about 700,000 now. The city's revenue failed to keep pace with spending, leading to years of budget deficits and a dependence on borrowing to stay afloat. Concerned that retirement benefits will be slashed, the American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees Council 25, which represents about 70% of Detroit's civilian workforce, on Monday filed an objection to pushing the lawsuits aside. They said if they were stopped, or Michigan's governor and others would be able to continue to operate beyond state constitutional authority. In a June 14 proposal to creditors, or call for significant cuts in accrued vested pension amounts for both active and currently retired persons. Bill Wertheimer, an attorney handling one of the retiree lawsuits, said pension benefits are sacrosanct under law. A hot air balloon carrying 11 people has crashed into a lake in the Netherlands, injuring 2 people. Dramatic footage taken by a passerby shows the aircraft coming down in Lake Goo near the city of Almere and its basket being dragged along until it hits the shore. The basket remains on its side in the water while the edge of the balloon dips and comes down on a road alongside the lake in front of a traveling car. Witnesses can be seen rushing to help the passengers in the stricken balloon. Dutch emergency services, including 2 Coast Guard boats, police, firefighters, and ambulances, were alerted to the accident and attended the scene. The 2 people hurt were taken to hospital with minor injuries. The cause of the crash, which happened at around 9:40 p.m. on Tuesday, is unknown. It is being investigated by police and the Environment and Transport Inspectorate. Almere is situated in central Flevoland province, east of Amsterdam. Militants riding on pickup trucks opened fire on a checkpoint in northern Iraq yesterday, killing 9 policemen. The attack took place in Shura, 50 kilometers south of Mosul, Iraq's 3rd largest city and capital of the Sunni-dominated Nineveh province, where Al-Qaeda has been regrouping. The gunmen showered the checkpoint with a hail of bullets from several directions. An ambulance that rushed to the scene was hit by a bomb that had been planted on the road beforehand, wounding the driver and a nurse. Sunni Islamist militants have been regaining momentum in their insurgency against the Shiite-led government in recent months, striking on an almost daily basis. Iraq's steadily deteriorating security was highlighted by a mass jailbreak near the capital on Sunday, when around 500 convicts, including senior Al-Qaeda operatives, escaped after militants attacked 2 prisons. The Islamic State of Iraq and the Levant, which was formed through a merger between Al-Qaeda's Syrian and Iraqi branches, claimed responsibility for the raids and said it had freed its jail comrades after months of preparation. One security official told Reuters on Tuesday that some of the escaped inmates were heading to Syria to join the ranks of the mainly Sunni rebels fighting to overthrow President Bashar al-Assad, whose Alawite sect derives from Shiite Islam. Sectarian tensions across the region have been inflamed by the Syrian civil war, which has also drawn in Shiite fighters from Iraq. More than 720 people have been killed in militant attacks in Iraq so far in July, according to violence monitoring group Iraq Body Count. You are watching Caribbean Affiliate News. We will be right back.